I had a conversation with my husband like in 2008 when I started drafting union contracts, and we started talking about, and I tried to start taking the word minority out of the contract, and people would ask me why. Like, why are you taking the word minority out? Because as soon as you're no longer the minority is going to think that this applies to them. And it doesn't. It was drafted with you in mind, not them in mind. So let's just take it out. I prefer marginalized because even if the majority becomes a minority, they're still in power. And you will be pushed to the fringe, pushed to the margins. And if anybody doesn't know what marginalized people or marginalized communities mean, let me give you an example. So I taught this to my kids, and it's all about learning today. So you have a piece of paper, right? You grew up writing on a piece of paper. Mine is purple because that's what I do. That's my business. But you know how you have a piece of paper and it has where you write at, right? Then it has the margin, right? This is the part where it's supposed to stop you from writing. It's the line that stops you from writing. So this is all the wealth in society. All the wealth in society is where you write at. That's all the wealth, right? All the majority of labor is over here on the other side of that line. And the people who labor the most tend to be people of color and women. Okay? And the people who occupy the wealth over here tend to be Wahite, with a small portion being people of color and women. So when you say you're part of a marginalized community, that means you've been pushed over here and not been able to gain access to over here. So this is what marginalized means. This is the margin. And you've been pushed over here to the labor side. You a worker, bitch. Now you get it? Now Cardi B lyrics mean something now to you? I'm a boss. You a worker, bitch. See how that is? So if you ever want to understand what marginalized means, and then people get it confused, and people should understand. So even though the majority over here in the wealth space is Wahite, it's still Wahites over here. Okay? They're still part of a marginalized community. So that's why I wanted to get away from saying minority. Services should be for people who are in marginalized communities. That's all of us. You see what I'm saying? Services should be for all, some more than others. You see what I'm saying? Services for all, some more than others. Got it? Get it good. So it's just like you having twins, and one takes 2 bottles, 8 ounces, and one stomach can only hold 4. They still your babies, but one needs something more than the other, even though they're twins. That makes sense? Welcome to my TED Talk. Hope you learned something today. Hope that helps you along on your journey. So we quit because eventually we got to get away from minorities. So this is the conversation I had with my husband in 2008.